everyone, and welcome to Ecamm Network News and Entertainment. My name is Ana Gil.
I'm Fuljens Henry. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday. Hope you all beautiful moms had an incredible Mother's Day on Sunday and that everything was super relaxing for you. And let's talk about sweet, salty, or spicy. Let's talk about that. What? Let's see what we got because we have some spicy things going on this week. So we have some spicy and some sweet things going on this week. So we're going to be talking about all of that. So Ella, sweet, spicy, and salty. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Fuljens has a mix. And then Marianne is like, maybe sweet. I'm not sure. But she's all the way over there just like coming up from Australia. So I always forget what time that is. I know you usually say that is early in the morning, but thank you. Pauling's a bigger apartment, I see. Okay. or the other question. Okay. And happy Monday and Tuesday. Fam, we have so many great things happening this week at Ecamm. Not only did the Creator Camp website get an update that we're going to be sharing with you later, but we have an incredible Media Kit Blueprint workshop going on where Stephanie and I are going to be sharing everything that you need to create the best media kit that you ever had that is going to convert. Right? Because we can have media kits and we can put media kits together here and there. But for that in converting, that is what makes a difference. And Stephanie is going to be covering why you need to include in the media kit. And I'm going to be talking about visuals that will make an impact in your media kit. So the link is going to be in the comments for you to sign up. And the importance of signing up is, although it is free, that you get the goodies that we are going to be giving away. Right? So Stephanie's giving away a template, a media template that you can use immediately to put everything that you're learning to use. And then I'm going to provide you with a pro tips so that when you are taking your visuals and your photos, you know how to do and how to prepare for them. So that is this Wednesday, and it's going to be an incredible workshop. That is the hot and spicy and sweet. And that is that part of it. Fuljens.
Yeah, it's a mixture of everything. I think everyone's probably going to have a mixture of everything. See some of the fam coming in here. We got Tora coming in.
Hello, Tora.
It's 9:03 a.m. in Australia, says Paul.
Okay. Thought it was something like that. And then, so also we are going to be having a special guest on the show today is Ella, and she is a very active member of the Ecamm Live community, and she has so many great things to share. Fuljens.
Yeah, Ella is a virtual event producer extraordinaire. Cannot wait to interview her later.
Yeah. And then we also have great announcements for you on Dripped in Ecamm videos that you can participate. And if you don't know what Dripped in Ecamm is, it is for you a chance for you to showcase your Ecamm merch proudly in the community. And we get to highlight you in the Ecamm Fam Instagram account. So if you're not following, go ahead and follow it on Instagram. And also you get to be showcased, highlighted here on ENN. Fuljens.
Plus, we get to use Doc's soundbite, which is always a fun
That is
thing.
lit. Yeah, that is pretty good. And then also Leap starts next week. So right after the media kit, right, this week, then next week Leap starts. And Leap is all about video, right? Leap is all about video. So be leaping into video. Leap into video. Fuljens, you are a speaker there. You're a speaker there. So let's talk a little bit about what they can expect at Leap.
Yeah, definitely. So I will be going over video production, made effortlessly, effortless video production, best tips and strategies for making sure your content inside of Ecamm Live is well organized in terms of your profiles and your graphics and whatnot. Maybe some tips and tricks along the way. I only have 30 minutes. Don't have like the hour that I usually do, but I'm going to make sure I give you as much tips and knowledge and nuggets as possible in 30 minutes, followed by live Q&A. So if you have not already done so, make sure you go to leap.ecamm.com. Tons of great speakers this year, as we do every year. Leap.ecamm.com. Make sure you register. And did we tell you it's free? It is totally free. We got a lot of free stuff coming up.
Yeah, and
sign up.
Yeah, and it's free, right? Like Fuljens said, it's free. You can register. It's a 3-day event, and here at ENN, you're going to get the chance to you can get a chance to do this, right? To attend Leap dripped in Ecamm. I'm just saying, right? So because you have a chance to win Ecamm merch. And you also have a chance to win an all digital access pass to Leap. So you could potentially go to Leap dripped in Ecamm. All right, so let's do this today. So what does that digital pass include, Fuljens?
So what that means is that you're getting the plethora of leaps that we had prior, right? We had Leap into live streaming. We had Leap into podcasting. We had Leap into live selling. We had Leap into tools, tips, and tactics. So you can have all 4 of those past leaps, probably not in that particular order, but you have all 4 of those past leaps, complete access. There are tons and tons and tons of content from those past leaps that are still relevant today. So good luck. I see them already saying congratulations, George, in the chat.
I mean, but if we're gonna think about it, right? Like George has been allowing other people to win.
Right. He's been allowing. Definitely.
Yeah, George has been entering the wrong questions. Actually, no, he has been entering the right questions, but like the wheel is like, okay, let's just. So let's see.
There's been some forces at work.
And so another forces are at work is the videos that the ladies have been putting out in the community. So we have dripped in Ecamm, we just talked about. So we're going to go into that segment now so you can see the creativity that these ladies are bringing in, and we'd love to see it. You can go ahead and post on the Ecamm Live YouTube, the Ecamm Live Facebook group, your videos, your creations. Make sure that you write a description of what the video is about, especially if you're showing a feature for Ecamm or if you're showing something that's new for you. And of course, dripped in Ecamm. And speaking of that, here we go.
Dripped in Ecamm.
And here is Mr. Fuljens. Fuljens, go ahead.
Yeah, like perfect timing for me because like we had a flood watch that night leading into the morning. I had to head on out, and this thing is so comfortable, guys. And it's I didn't want to take it off. Like I kept it on like throughout the most majority of the day. It's really comfortable. So I know a few people purchased it. So let me know how you like it as well. I'm so glad I got to wear it that day.
Yeah, and it's really super comfortable. And now
I didn't even do the packing yet. I just left it as is because you could pack it into like this built-in bag and all that stuff. Very fancy.
Which is easy to carry, right? It makes it easy to carry. So yes, so now we have our next one here, and let me go back here. I've removed the music from the next video because YouTube is so finicky about music. So Marianne, ahead of time, I apologize. If you all want to experience the video with sound, go to the Ecamm Live Facebook group. Here is Marianne awesomeness. I love it. That is so great. Like that's her signature now, like, right? Doing the little snaps and coming in. I love it. Engaging, right? Engaging videos, which is great. So she's showing her Ecamm merch on that. And so that's what you have to do. Not only, for example, you don't have to create a video if you don't want to. You just have to take a picture of yourself with your Ecamm merch, sporting it. And wherever you are, you're out shopping, you're out running or being out like Fuljens was, and you're wearing your Ecamm merch, especially your rain jacket. a quick picture showing the merch is all that it takes. We just want to see you, see how you're wearing it, see how you're when you get the merch, and also your family members can wear it too. It doesn't have to be just you. So if you want to highlight a family member like Marianne did.
Free advertising.
Right? So let's see what the fam is saying before we go on to community highlights. All right. So everybody, Ella says it drip me in Ecamm. And then we have, okay, everybody. Okay. Yep. Because Ella says she wants that digital
George.
pass. We're just ahead of time. Hello, Jeremy. All right. There we go. And then, yeah.
Definitely.
There we go. See? Exactly. That was great. That is completely like Marianne is just coming in with it. And so speaking of more engagement, fam, we have our guest today. She actually posted she was so excited. You're all gonna love her. You have seen her in the community, but she posted a video where she was completely excited, and so was her client, right? About one simple, right, thing that Ecamm can do so easily. Let's watch this video.
Hey y'all, this is like a super quick recording because I was just working with one of my clients, and we were just thinking about scenes, and she had asked me a question about creating a particular scene, and what if she had created a scene that was going from the camera over here where it is right now, and the next scene, what if it was going to be in a different place? And I said, oh, we can totally do that. So this is what we were talking about. This is the scene, just for an idea for you all to have. Look, I love live motion. Have I said it before? I'm gonna say it again. I love live motion. This is so freaking smooth. It's so smooth. I love it. Okay, that's really all I came to say and show.
And it is, right? It is. Live motion is incredible. And there's so many things that you can do with it. You can customize it. I think, Fuljens, do you have a video on live motion, or is it Alec?
I do have a video on live motion.
Yeah. So,
but it's just like a demo. It's a demo.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
But then there's like a building blocks episode or two that does cover it in more in depth. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So there we go. So you can check it out if you want to learn how to customize it, how to make it fancy like Ella has it, or you can just have it as a live motion transition and let it do its thing by itself, which is what I have now. I just have it on live motion transition, and it just does this cool thing that it does, right? So one more time here going into, oh my goodness, look who's here. Wait a second. Hello, Doc.
Sneaking in.
Hello. And then, wait, what?
Oh, wow.
George?
Is in the...
No. Wait, George, are you serious? Or are you saying that so that we can let you win? Just try.
Both.
But if you're serious, George, we hope you feel better.
Yes.
And I am so glad that we can keep you company during this time where you are there.
Absolutely.
Hospitals are not fun to be at, no matter what. So thank you for choosing us to keep you company. And thank you for being so loyal, George. Love it.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So now let's go into our amazing guest. Here is Ella, everyone. Oh my gosh. Ella is an award-winning vocalist, 3 times Amazon best-selling author, and the founder of Beyond Virtual Events. She helps small business owners and corporate leaders deliver polished, high-impact virtual presentations and events that engage their audience and build brand authority without the overwhelm.
Ella sang live on stage for over 20 years before ever speaking on the camera because speaking terrified her more than singing in front of thousands. Her virtual event method was inspired by everything she learned performing in theaters, on cruise ships, and with bands. But now it's all in Zoom boxes.
And without further ado, here is Ella.
Hey,
Ella,
everybody.
Ella,
Hey, 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 my umbrella. Ella, Ella.
Ella, thank you so much for being here and welcome to ENN.
Thank you for having me. I'm like fangirling and having a great time. And I'm so glad that I'm here.
Happy to have you here.
I'm happy to hear tips on all the virtual stage tips. How do you organize your scenes? And before we even get into that, we're gonna go into your studio setup, everyone. Ella had a studio before. It was back in December, right? Around December.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you posted and you said, "Oh, here's a picture, but I'm going to be updating my studio." And here
Yeah.
you are, and you did it, which is awesome because we can say things, right? But then for that to take in action and doing it, and you just did it. So let me just do this. Look, this is amazing. And we have before and after pictures of Ella. But before we get started into all of that, Ella, give us a little bit more of the background, your background. I know you were a vocalist, and how do you vocalist to virtual and all of that? Please talk to us a little bit more about that.
Well, my being a vocalist, like this was definitely a journey. I mean, I maybe for probably a lot of us, being virtual is a journey, but for me, I was brought here kicking and screaming. So my journey was such that as a vocalist, I had a hard time believing that anybody would want to hear me speak. My thought in my head was that the only thing people wanted to hear from me was melodies coming out of my mouth. Um, and so it was very rare that I spoke, even on stage. If I had lines, it would be very, very minimal. um, and when it came to getting into virtual and getting on camera, one of my coaches that I worked with, you probably know her, Molly Mahoney. Um, she dragged me onto camera. And that was in 2015. And her having a similar story that I did, coming from the physical stage and being a musical theater performer, she let me know that I had things that needed to be said to other people besides, the students that I was working with in my studio. And so she convinced me all those years ago to finally go live and finally get on camera. So I've taken all of those things that I've learned over the years from the stage. And once we got to 2020 and really getting into virtual events, um, I realized that I had a unique perspective to be able to share with the companies and the businesses that I worked with that would help them to really create engaging events in a way that maybe they not had seen or heard of before in their perspective.
And thank you for sharing that, Ella. And how does it, I mean, looking back, right, where you were afraid and you were doubting your incredible abilities that you have, that you're owning now, right? How does it feel now? Like your friend, your coach, your mentor encouraged you to do it, right? And now looking back and where you are at right now, how does that feel?
I mean,
You
it feels
thinking,
fabulous.
right? You thinking that
Yeah.
you couldn't do it, and then now here.
Yeah, it feels fabulous. And I will say that, I mean, shameless Ecamm plug, that I wish that I had the technology when I first started. Like I know Ecamm, I can't remember how long Ecamm has been around, but I feel like Ecamm was around in 2015. And I was just not willing to get on that Ecamm train just yet. And I'm really annoyed that I didn't hop on sooner.
But you're here now, and
But
you're
I'm
making
here now.
waves. Yeah, that's it, right? You're here now. You're making waves, and you're doing all the things, Ella, and that's what matters. But yeah, I hear you. Like sometimes we like, oh, why didn't I do this sooner? But you needed to learn that lesson, right? You needed to
Yeah,
learn the lesson of having confidence in your abilities.
for sure. For sure. I mean, I think the thing that when people talk to me and I hear more often than not is that they assume that I have always been this confident. And I mean, yes, I've been a performer from the time I was a little girl, but that does not mean that I have always been confident. And I can remember when I was in college, learning, my craft and studying my craft, of being very afraid to even practice the things that I was learning in school, because it meant that I would sound ugly. And what a lot of people don't realize, and this is very relevant to those who are trying to work on their presence on camera and being in front of a virtual audience, we have to go through the ugly to get to the pretty. And I didn't understand that when I was in college. So I wouldn't practice those things at home, because it was very embarrassing for me to sound bad. But you're going to have to sound bad. You're going to have to look bad for a minute. But there are ways to do that in private or in the space of your peers, as opposed to just going out and getting onto a live stream. There are ways for you to practice that, that I understand now that I didn't understand when I was in college. How I could, be in a space where people weren't going to judge me, because they're all on the same road that I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuljens, anything to add to that?
Do you feel that you didn't have the confidence to be on camera, but you had the confidence all along? It's just the camera part that was stopping you, or there was more to that?
It was the speaking that was stopping me, whether that be on camera or on a physical stage. Speaking scared me, and saying words that were not scripted scared me.
I feel you.
But like I said before, my original coach, she convinced me well enough to know that I really do have a lot to say, and we all have something to say. It's just a matter of figuring out how to be willing to be uniquely you, and be okay with that, because there's an audience out there for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, great message, and I couldn't agree with you more, Ella. That is that being confident in who we are, and not comparing ourselves to anybody else for anything that anybody else is doing. That is the key to being confident, because it's you. You don't have to perform. You're being yourself, right? So good for you. I'm so glad, because now you are here to share everything that you have learned with us.
In 15 minutes, all 10 years.
Like fast track, like the tips, right? So listen, being a performer, how do you, so you talked about how that experience already shaped who you are, how you show up on your virtual meetings, right? Which makes sense now, right? So all of that. So talk to us about that first time, right? That first time that you yes, right? That first time, because you are saying now, I'm confident, right? I'm confident now, right? But how was that first time, right? The first time, the second, the third, right? Because it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay. Please.
Can we get honest?
Yes.
Look, I would love to tell you that, every single time that I go live now and get on camera, that I'm like completely like feeling myself. But I can tell you that I'm better about it. Yes. Now, but the first time that I went live, I will say that it probably took me a good 30 minutes to an hour to, because this was back in the day when, we went live from the phone into Facebook, remember that? And I was like, nah, I can't push that live button yet. And it took probably a good hour to get that live button. Now we're down to maybe about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for being honest. Let's go. Go. Right? Because it is like people are like, oh no, you just click the button. Maybe you need to breathe a couple of times, right? You need to box it, box breathing a couple of times before actually clicking the live button. Because there's so many things that can go through our heads even then. So thank you for sharing that, Ella. So let's see, fam, if you have any questions for Ella about what she has just shared with us, please feel free to write it in the comments. But Ella, let's talk about your setup. How you first had the previous setup, and what made you say, you know what, it's time to upgrade?
Yeah. So my previous setup, so everything that I teach and everything that I work with clients, and I work from the perspective of work with what you have, because oftentimes I've heard people saying that, well, I can't start until I get X, Y, and Z, and I can't do this until I have, this $7,000 mic or this $100,000 billion camera or whatever it is. So I've worked from the idea of working with what you have. And when it comes to working with what you have, I have a lot of things in my office. And I encourage you to just get creative, because what I was working with before, and I don't have it out here right now, I just realized it's now everything's put away. But previously, the picture that you had that I posted in the Facebook group was literally me with a gray sheet behind me that many people thought that I was using a green screen, because it didn't look gray, because I had, pink lights shooting up at it. But I just happen to have stage things around here that, they were not fully pulling their weight for a while. So I said, y'all got to get to work. So I put them to work on the wall.
Yep.
So, but in that vein, to really answer that question, I worked with limited things because of who I was working with. And I didn't want them to feel intimidated by the fact that, I may have some fancy setup, but they can't get some fancy setup. And when it came time, when I saw your post, I really had been thinking about upgrading my studio, but I was really conflicted because of what I was teaching. I said, should I? But I keep telling people that they don't have to have stuff, but I want the stuff and I have the stuff. So I finally decided it was time for me to have the stuff, because I already had the stuff. I think I spent it was less than $100 that I spent on the things you see. So the lights back here, these lights I'd had for years sitting in my studio, because that was part of the things that I thought that I had to get, back in the 2000s, when we thought we had to have big fat studio lights.
The starter kit lights.
They said they sit back there not doing their job, not pulling any kind of weight. I said, y'all got to be in this now.
But I mean, that is a great point. That's a great point you make about, okay, so I don't want my clients to feel intimidated, but at the same time, it's good that you upgrade it, and I'm proud of you for that, because they need to see the potential, where they can go, right? If they would like to go that way. So they saw you before, and you also have those before and after photos that you now can say, listen, I was with this in this setup for this amount of years before I upgraded to this setup, and I did this, and that with that setup. Right. So so let's check out the setup that we've been talking about. Let's check out the setup. So this is, let me see, you walk us through it, Ella. So I'm just going to pull up this photo.
So this was my messy desk. And this is the part that nobody has to see. But this is what was in front of me the whole time. My desk is still actually facing that same direction. I've got my son's artwork in front of me, and my guitar that is really there just for giggles, because I don't really know how to play the guitar. But one day.
Decoration is decoration, right?
It is decoration. But I do know how to play the piano that's behind me. And then that's where the piano used to be. And it was such a blank wall. I didn't know what to do with it. The sheet is already down from the wall, because this is the day that I was going to change everything up. So I just took pictures of before, and also because I put these pictures in for ChatGPT to help me. I'm just saying.
You gotta use what you got, Ella.
My design assistant is ChatGPT. It's on my team. And this is the wall where where that gray sheet used to be. But the other piece of the puzzle was that I always had to pull my desk back and forward so that you wouldn't see everything else around, and it would look like I was just, in this isolated space. And I got tired of moving my desk all the time. So that was the other catalyst to doing this, because now my desk is just situated. I have not moved it. All I had to do was take camo Another shameless plug.
There we
By
go.
Ringy
I
Bank.
mean, yes.
Zoom in so that you don't see.
There you go.
And that is it, right? Those are the tricks that we got, right? And we just gotta do
Right.
it. But it looks great. And to think now, like when you sit in this setup now, to talk to us about that vibe that you're feeling
Look.
compared to.
Look, I feel as fancy as people think I am.
Let's
That's
go.
what it feels like in this
Let's
setup
go.
right now.
So you also, so now let's do a walkthrough of that
Okay.
video, right? Because we do have a video of you walking us through. So here is
Yeah.
the after video.
So this is just this is it. Those panels that are on, so there's my son's artwork. I found frames at Meyer for like $3.98.
Love it.
And those panels, I got those from Amazon after seeing oh great, now words and names have left me, but you know who I'm talking about. Shoot.
Don't worry
But
about
anyway.
it. Continue and it will come.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was talking about panels one day, and I thought that I was going to do it the way that he did it, which was to create it, put it on some like cardboard so that I could move it around. But I was like, I'm tired of moving stuff around. So I affixed it to the wall. And then, like I said, the gray panels that you saw in front of my desk now, those were sitting in my vocal studio, my vocal booth, my closet. I said, you know what? It's time for those to come out of my closet. Let me just do this here. Then I don't have to keep going back to my closet when I have to record vocals for somebody. So yeah.
Yeah, very, very good. I mean, this just looks, I mean, how different, right? And that's the thing that we say, right? Sometimes we're like, okay, so we have all of this gear and we're not using it because we thought that we need it back in the day, right? Because that's typically what happens, right? We think that we need it back in the day. Oh my gosh, wait a second. This just keeps jumping at me. So we think that we need it back in the day, but then now we need it. So we were future shopping, right? That's it. So you didn't have to spend money today.
Exactly.
to
I
do
just shop my house.
Right, exactly. So now you have it all around and you are all set to go. And I love it. We're going to go to the comments to see what the fam is talking about, because I see a lot of people are just loving the realness in you. But we're going to step it back a little bit when we were talking about when Ecamm first came out, and Paul saying that it's in 2016 Ecamm came out. So you were pretty close there, Ella. And then we have... okay, thank you for registering,
Let's go.
Lala. And then we're talking about the perfect. If we were perfect, there is no room for improvement, so there would be no need to continue. Be glad you aren't perfect. That is so true, because being perfect will be super boring, at least for me. So this is great. And then we have Fuljens, go ahead and
I was going to say, if I had to share what I know, it would be like a Law and Order in 27 seasons and a few spin-offs. Yeah, it's a lot.
and then who we are. So that's for you, Ella. I need to bring you in here, and that's for you. Let me see if I just bring you. I'm gonna come in here, and I'm just gonna adjust this because you have a lot of comments coming in, and I'm just going to adjust this real quick and put it right down here for you. There we go. So that's for you right there, Ella. And then
All right, Dan.
we go, we go. And the first time that Doc ever went live, when he went live, it was in 2007, so there were no phones, no iPhones. I guess, is that what he's saying? Wait.
No, we weren't using phones going live.
Because I was like, okay, am I reading that right or what? Because I'm not gonna disagree with Doc.
There was also no live on Facebook in 2000.
Yeah, Facebook Live came in 2015. 2015,
Right.
I believe. Yes. And then here we go. Yes, work with what you got. Love it. Right? That's what's up. And then okay, so we have that. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything? Any questions for Ella?
It was Martin McKenna. Shout out to Martin McKenna.
Martin partner. That's what it is. Martin.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so there we go. So
And,
your light's gonna work. Yes, you're like, your light's gonna work around here. Say it again, Ella. Say it again.
The light's gonna work.
Put them to
Got
work.
nobody not working around here.
Zoom okay, what are we doing here?
The camo camera. Zooming in.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yes. Yep. Okay. So it was Martin. Here we go. So thank you, Tora, for working our memory here. And then hello, James. Oh my
we
God,
got James Hicks in the building.
James. What in
Blames
the
Alicia.
world?
A lot of us do.
Yes, Dr. T, right? So it's like, yeah, future shop. I have tons of things that I purchased way back when. And just like Ella, I've been using it. Do you, Fuljens?
Yeah. I'm finding stuff from like way back when I'm like, oh, I could use it for this now. It's like,
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's like the best thing. You don't got to go buy nothing.
Right?
All right. So iPhone was June of 2007. Okay. But then live, it was 2015. So there we go.
Yeah.
Dak, of course, he's going to be teaching you a lot of great things because he has been doing all the things, you know?
Right?
So Ella, let's show them your scenes. How do you get ready for your virtual presentations, and what does it entail? And as you show us your behind the scenes in Ecamm, can you share one thing that you like? I could not live without this for virtual events. Like I have to have this.
Okay. So first of all right, you ready to see the scenes and whatnot?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, okay, here we are in demo mode, but this is one of my profiles for my own show. When it comes to creating scenes for someone else's event, every person's show is going to be different, but there are some basic things that I know are going to happen every single time if it's an event that has more than one person. I know there's always going to be a solo scene. So we're always going to have a solo scene, whether it's me or that person. Then there's always going to be a guest only scene. Then there's, there we go. Then there's, I'm clicking on things. There might be an ad, which I did not mean to push on, but here it is. There's always going to be an Ella only. And then there's always going to be at least one guest. So those are the things. And for me in my Ecamm, for this particular show, I have it set up so that I have, Ella and guest 2, or guest only, or Ella only, and opener. For this particular show, similar to what you saw with Anna opening, I know that there's going to be an opener. In this particular event, I had people inside of Zoom as well. So I had a little countdown. And for me, the countdown, I also had people seeing what was going on with the particular guests coming on. So you can see right here, let me unmute myself, and my son has decided he's showing up right now.
We're all fam. Hello. Hello.
This is my face stealer.
Wait, we're going to come in so that he can see all of us and see what's happening. Hello.
Here, let me put him up. He was excited. He knew this.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Live.
Here we go. Thank you for gracing us for your presence. All right.
And your energy.
Okay. So, he can't always be on the screen with me, so he was excited. So here is when I'm starting the show inside of Zoom, I had an intro scene for my guests that was not necessarily seen by the people that were going to see the live stream. It was only for the people that were inside of inside of Zoom. So I had a Zoom little countdown. I have a folder for that. And I know I've seen people asking in Ecamm, about putting things in folders in scenes, whether or not they can cycle through. So that's what I have on this, and it's on a timer. There's a timer on each of these scenes, and I have them automatically go kind of cycle through these two until we're ready to go actually live on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. And then for them to know that the show was starting, they would see this thumbnail and they would know, hey, because this is what I would send out to my whatever channels I was going to, and then it would come back to me. But those scenes I know are happening. And then sometimes I knew that I had a scene I would do what I called uh, the LinkedIn streets, life on these LinkedIn streets. And and I have a scene for that, that every week that I would do that. I had some different people that were like, LinkedIn specialists that I had interviewed before, and I'd have their videos, and their videos were actually pre-recorded. Most of my guests were live, whether they were performing live or they were speaking live. Most of them were live, but those LinkedIn specialists, since they weren't necessarily the focus of the show, I wanted their input for LinkedIn because that's where I was focused on for that particular show. But I didn't necessarily want to take up their time with having to wait to only come and speak for like 30 seconds. So I had them pre-record those things, and that's these 3 scenes here. But it's pretty easy. And then I have my little outro, because I have to have an outro. And
You
in the
have to. Yeah.
outro, we dance in the outro with music and all that fun stuff. But I mean, I set up my scenes in a way that makes sense for me.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
makes sense for
that's
me,
what it has to be, right? You were producing,
right?
so it has. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And some of them we were talking about this earlier, on that, some of them I have set up um, in my Stream Deck, because I know we're a Stream Deck kind of crowd. And depending on what it is that I need, some things are specifically in my Stream Deck. So this is page 2. So I start on page 2. The things that I don't need specifically all the time, I put them on page 2 for this particular show. And what I need all the time is on page 1, so that I'm not having to cycle through all of the things on the Stream Deck. And then for something that I know is only like every once in a while, I don't need it all the time, I can just come in here and click on it, with my mouse, and not have to worry about going through the Stream Deck. But setting up my scenes is important for me to have those set up before the event starts. So for me, I'm thinking about what it is that I'm wanting to do by the end of the show, and what it is that I'm wanting to have happen by the end of this event. And everything works to that end. So, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you for showing us that. Fam, if you have any questions for Ella about how she organizes her scenes and what she just spoke about, timing the scenes and all of that, please write it in the comments. But Ella, that's a pretty good way of setting it up. I know a lot of before we used to do the timer. And how do you like working with automated folders compared to adding the timer in the scenes? Like how, why do you choose to use a timer instead of the automated folders?
So the automated the first folder that I showed you, that Zoom countdown folder, is actually automated. I'll go back and show you that if you want to see how I did
Oh,
that.
okay.
But
Oh, got it. I thought you said you had a
yeah,
timer. Sorry about that.
I
Okay.
do. So I'll show you that. So there's a timer on the scene itself, but it automatically goes to this timer, which is not on a timer right now, but a countdown for my Zoom guests to know that the show is about to start. So there's a timer that you can't see in here, and I don't remember where it is. Oh, there it is. I'd have to click on it, but there's a timer that's in here that's invisible, so that it automatically goes to the next scene, so that I don't have to touch it while I am fixing other things behind the scenes while people are there waiting for the show to begin.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Fuljens, do you have any questions for Ella?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, great work. And for you to build that entire profile, right? How long did it take for you to get it to where you are at right now?
How long did it take me to get it to where it is right now? Okay, so since you know how long it takes time to put these things together. It really does. If I actually estimated the amount of time, I would say it probably took me a full day to do it, to get it to where it is right now. That being said, I know that doing this up front, because for me, and the people that I'm working with, I know that they're annoyed with the things that come after doing a virtual event. And it's something that we emphasize with what we were doing with our clients that we were working with. Once we're done, is done. The only edit that needs to happen is a snip at the end and maybe between speakers.
Yeah.
So I would rather do that work up front, so that I don't have to do the work in the end. Because for myself, I know that as somebody that has ADHD, um, that was the thing that really tripped me up, was the work that needed to be done after. Because I used to have a show
Mhm.
on a network, and I had to do the work after because all I had was Zoom at
Mhm.
that time. And I had to go through and find when the speaker was speaking and have to edit that out and zoom into them. And it was just a lot. And so
Mhm.
I did it for a year and a half, 2 years. And then I said, I'm done with doing the show. But as soon as I had Ecamm, I was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go, right? It's like live to tape. You really don't have to edit afterwards, right? Once you figure that out, how many hours did that give you back, you know?
So many hours, so many
Yeah.
hours. And somebody was asking this question in the community earlier. They were talking about the fact that, they were using Ecamm to do their show, and then they wanted to make clips. They were using Opus Clip and having a hard time. And I answered a bit, but I want to answer that further if I may, because
Mm-hmm.
they were like, how are you guys making Opus Clip work? It didn't seem right for me or whatever. But the thing that I said to them is that you really have to think, like what I said before, you have to think from the end, and you have to think with repurposing in mind. So if you get upset that, other things, like right now, Ella Glasgow is in the scene, that's not going to look very fabulous I mean, you be, if however you want to do your show, right? But for me, I started taking out the title bar when I had my guests so that I didn't have to cut out their names when I went to go make those TikTok style clips, because it just wasn't looking the way that I wanted it to look. The other thing that I didn't say in that answer to him is that in Ecamm, we know that we can make isolated video tracks so
Mhm.
that I can have the fully branded show, but I can also have my speakers and myself without any stuff over us, because Ecamm makes it as easy to do that.
Yep. Yep. That's
Yeah.
it. Right? That's it. You can repurposing content with Ecamm and ISO video and audio. It's just as seamless as live to tape, right? It's just one click of the button, adjusting cameras, assigning cameras, and off we go, right? So awesome. Thank you. Thank you. There's a question for you, Ella, from Dr. T. And she asks, on Zoom, when with an audience in Zoom, are you pinning your camera for everyone?
Always,
Mhm.
always, because that has to do with focus. Um, at the end of the day, when you're the host of an event on Zoom, wherever it is, focus is key. And if you are not holding your audience's focus, if you allow your audience to be the focus and that's not your intention, then they have already become the stealers of your event. So
Mm,
I need to be the one that is holding the attention, whether it's me on the screen or somebody else. I have to be the one that is the guide of what they need to look at and what they need to see. And they need to look at stuff when I want them to look at it, which means that, yes, I'm not, I'm spotlighting,
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dr. T. That's the word. It's spotlighting, because pinning only pins for you, spotlighting spotlights for everyone.
Yep.
Thank you
And
for
how
clarifying
awesome is
that. Oh
that?
my,
How
what's that,
awesome is
Fulgence?
that? How awesome is that? Spotlight button that Ecamm provides now for the Stream Deck.
Look.
It's like that's the best feature ever. Like for these events, it's the best feature ever.
Oh my gosh, Ella, we have so many questions. It is 7:51. We haven't even done trivia. It's insane, right? It's insane. Like so many things. But Fulgence, so you have any other questions for Ella before we move on to?
No, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I do have one, because as business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, one of the toughest things, and I don't know if you agree with me, Ella, and then you and the audience, if you agree with that, coming up with our pricing is it's intimate. It's so intimate. It can get overwhelming because of all the moving pieces, right? And I know that your one of your slogan is like, with you help them without the overwhelm, right? Your clients, right? That is one of your things. So here is a question for you, Ella. Let's talk about money. Right? How do you price your virtual events? Let's just do this, because I mean, this is something that we have Ecamm. Ecamm is an incredible tool where we can do all the virtual events, not only for us, but we can remote produce and we can do virtual events from anywhere we are. How do we charge that? How do you price your services? I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah. So pricing my services, first of all, I want to say to all of us in general that are producing events, we got to stop lowballing because it hurts us all. So I'm there's my spicy side.
You got to say that again. Just say that again. Say that again, Ella, please.
Stop lowballing because it hurts us all. At the end of the day, you have to decide what the pricing is for you, but there has to be a general floor. Because if there's not a floor, then clients begin to expect everything to cost pennies. And while we are not having to necessarily go to a location, there is still work and expertise that's being done and being used. Therefore, it costs money. That being said, I don't necessarily have a floor that I'm going to set for you, but what I will say, you have to determine for yourself what you need to make this event happen, for you to do the event for whatever client you're working for. That includes, okay, I still got to put lights in this room. The electricity is running. The electricity needs to be paid for this amount of time that these people are going to be here. Because trust and believe, that hotel is talking about that electricity in that bill. They may not say it in the bill.
No, they are. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For events, they charge you. They charge you per outlet when you go to an event.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these things have to be, you have to realize this for yourself, that you are still utilizing resources that you have in your home that did cost money and will cost money in the end. You have to put all those things. And then also, after you have put out whatever you put out, maybe you're paying for Zoom. I pay for Zoom for myself and for when clients work with me. They have to use my Zoom if I can get them to do it. Most of the time they do, because I've already got the stuff set up in Zoom. I don't want to, they haven't paid me to train them how to set up Zoom properly.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
So that costs money to do. You have to put that into play. And then after you have had all of your expenses, whatever those are, yes, they may be more minimal now that you're doing it from home or from a location that's not at a hotel, but you still got to eat. You still got to buy food. You still got to get gas when you do leave your house. So you have to keep all of those things in mind. And then you have to also think about your sanity, because there's a lot of work that, regardless of whether or not it's an event that you have, an event type that you have done before, there are still things that you're going to have to change. There's still hours that you're going to have to spend before that event begins and during that event. And all of that has to be accounted for, because that's time that you can't spend doing anything else.
That's it.
Yep.
Ella, listen. Yeah. I mean, like, you're like,
Amen.
and you're like, I'm going to drop it. You're just going to like get the hammer and be like, bam, I spoke.
And then also too, take this advice that you're getting now, because if you, when you do lowball yourself and you're doing all that stuff, Ella just nailed everything, right? Before, during, after, you're going to be sitting there and questioning yourself. I'm like, damn, I'm doing a lot of work for what I charge for. So you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. So just take this advice now and stop lowballing yourself.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you need to price yourself in a way that your clients are not going to be mad at you and you're not going to be mad at them. Right?
Exactly.
Right? That's how you have to price yourself. Because if you price yourself and you're like, mother effer, they say yes to that way too quickly. Right? It's like, right? And it's just like, there are strategic times where you are, okay, you know what? This is going to make sense for me to do it at this price. And you do let them know this is portfolio pricing for you, but my prices are typically this. Right? And then they know. So next time they come, they know their prices, or if they share your pricing with someone else, they will give them the OG price, right? The original price. Right. That's what they will be giving them. So Thank you, Ella, for sharing that. That is just, let's see what the fam is saying about you dropping all them. Listen. Okay. So we had a question. I believe it got answered, but I'm going to put it up here anyway for you, Ella.
Oh, to spotlight, you have to have 3 or more guests to spotlight that question that was just
Okay,
there.
3 or more guests. All right.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Let's talk about money, baby. Let's go. Just Torres like, yeah, okay, say it louder. And I think you did say it. I want to bring you up on screen there, Ella. You okay.
Right?
There we go.
Okay?
Yeah, you still got a feature shot for sure.
Ella.
Right?
Okay, the number one cause of the BS you will be calling burnout is you are not getting paid enough to now create the thing you ain't feeling no more. And I mean, that is the thing. And Ella, this is for you.
Thank you.
Right. And that is the thing, right? That's what it is. You have to make sure that you're getting compensated for all the effort that you're putting forward. Right. And again, just keep that in mind. You need to price yourself so that you are not going to be mad at your client and your client is not going to be mad at you. And there is this thing, right? This assistant called ChatGPT or even Gemini, right? Well, 2 of them, I love them both. They have deep research. You can go there and do a deep research on pricing and what other people in your state and any other state, combination of it, a general pricing structure that you can then narrow down and say, based on all the facts that Ella just mentioned, what would make sense to me based on what I just found from my deep research, right? Yeah. So yes. Okay. All right. So I think we're good. Okay, right. Wait, I gotta put it in here. Thank you, Tora. Thank you so much. Thank you, because I'm like Fuljens is more experienced in dog reading.
More experience in Dockinese.
I'm like, Fuljens, just go ahead. Okay, so now we're gonna go to trivia, fam. Trivia, and you heard a lot of the things that we talked about here. A couple of them are related. You heard it already, so hopefully you were paying attention, and you will. Others, perhaps you don't know it. You're gonna learn it here, and others you will probably know that you have used. The first one is gonna be for leap. Okay. I believe it's, no, the first one is, I will tell you. Let me go here first. Okay. So this one is going to be for merch. This is for merch. And here we go. Our guest tonight, Ella, once had a very interesting experience with a famous musician's stage setup. Which internationally known artist performed on this very stage the night before Ella did? 32 minutes on the clock for you.
Start.
If I answer, do I get the prize? I mean,
listen, go for it. You are Ella. I don't know if you're gonna win it, but you can play.
But then they'll just all copy your answer though. That's the only thing.
Exactly, right?
Save it for leap. Save it for the leap one.
All right. So I'm just waiting for the stop.
The stop.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the answers. I do see a correct answer. I see a couple
nice. Okay. I saw 2. I think I saw 2 correct answers.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Here we go. And the correct answer is
Harry Connick Jr.
Hey. That is it. So, okay, Ella, you have to share with us while Paul calculates. How was that experience?
It was wild. So I was doing a tour with a company called Matt Davenport Productions. They take big shows to small towns. And this particular town, we happened to be in California, and I feel like there's no small towns in California. But anyway, we drove up to this theater, which was a stadium, and we never knew what kind of theater we were going to be in. It could have been in somebody's high school, it could have been in somebody's backyard, but they were, the theaters, they ranged. And this particular one, we drove up on Chihuahua Street. I just remember that as Chihuahua Street. One of the girls in the cast looked out of the window and she was like, "We're on Chihuahua Street." We all cracked up laughing so much. Because we're like, that is Chihuahua. That's Chihuahua. So anyway, when we get there, we're on a tour bus. So, like the tour bus, like the beds and stuff, right? So it's a big bus. And we're waiting for them to tell us where we're going to load in. Then come to find out, we're loading in by driving our bus onto the stage. While we had been on some cool stages, I mean, some high schools have some real nice stages, okay?
Yeah.
But trust and believe, we had never driven the bus onto the stage. And we get out and we're like, oh my God, our show is big, but it's not big enough for this particular stage. We're going to do what we can do.
Right.
And then they told us once we got on there, they're like, yeah, Harry Connick Jr. was here last night. We're like, what?
Insert this in the resume.
How are we to compete with Harry Connick Jr.?
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, story to tell, right? Story to share. Fuljens, are we good with
With this will? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
We go with the names.
So this is a trivia number 2. Fuljens.
In Ecamm Live, what does Activate System Audio Capture enable you to do? A, share computer audio in your live stream. B, capture your internal mic for transcription. C, share guest mic levels with your recording. Or D, route all audio through interview mode. Start. There we go.
That is so cool, Ella. I was like, I will be putting that in my media kit. I will be putting a picture of the stage in my media kit in his name.
I'd have to find the stage now.
I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the.
I don't remember the theater. so many stops on that tour.
All right, let me know. Haven't seen the stop.
Okay, we have to stop now.
There we go. Okay. And the correct answer is, I hope the fam just got it, Yes, they did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the correct answer is...
I see all correct answers there.
Let's go. Okay.
All correct answers.
All right, good.
I'm just reading Torres.
Wait, I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna put the Torres up.
That's too funny. If you want to put the wrong
Look, now is our time. Okay.
Take it. Snatch it.
I read real quick. I read Canales in a different, I read something different that almost rhymes with Canales. That's when I was like, wait, what? Oh my gosh, that's too funny. All right, just let me know when we're ready. But Tora, oh my gosh, Tora, yeah. Ella, you mentioned we talked about, but briefly, what is one tool that you like, tool, whether it is a software, equipment that you is your go-to, you couldn't imagine yourself not using that on your virtual events? What would that be, if anything?
I'm going to say right now, this mic that I'm using.
I thought you were going to say Ecamm, but okay.
Nah.
I'm just kidding.
I can do an event without Ecamm. What did we say earlier? What I tell you?
You did. I'm just kidding. Okay, go. Okay, the mic. And what mic do you have? Was your mic?
Well, normally I hide it away. I mean, it's hidden right now, but normally I hide it in a different place. But it is this little guy, the Holly Landlark 2.
Ooh.
It's on my shirt right here now. Normally I put it under my shirt
Okay.
because I am the person that doesn't necessarily like to show my mic. I like magic. I like things to feel magical, and I just sound good magically.
I mean, it works, right? It's pretty awesome. And it sounds pretty good too, you know? And it's like, oh, how is she doing that? She sounds so good. And you're like, yeah, thank you. I love it. That is great. Okay. All right. So that mic would be, and I mean, audio is very important. So I would have to agree with that. Okay.
I
So,
bought it
Is
to
there a
test for a
specific
client.
is there a specific Ecamm feature for your virtual events that you can't live without? One
A
feature.
specific Ecamm feature?
Yeah, or Ecamm Presume, just one.
Well, first of all, the Ecamm feature that I can no longer live without because it's finally here is the fact that we can bring in guests in Ecamm through Zoom. Because as much as I was loving interview mode, interview mode wasn't loving me. And when it's so much easier to be able to have a guest understand how to get into Zoom than it is to understand how to get into interview mode. And for me, like I said, for me, I'm all about making things as simple and as possible, as simple as easy for who it is that I'm working with. And I don't want to have to introduce too many new things to their system so that they don't have a breakdown. Just come in Zoom. That's all I need you to do.
That's it.
Come in Zoom.
Take your rest.
what do I need? Just come in. Just come. Don't worry about it. I got you. All right. So we go with the last trivia. Here is the last trivia. And by the way, the second, so the first trivia was merch, and it's an awesome, best seller Ecamm t-shirt. We're going to show you in a minute. And the second one that we just did with Ecamm was also merch. So now this is the last trivia. Here we go. Ella, read it for us, okay?
All right. Which of the following is not a past Leap Into event title? Is it A, Leap Into Live Streaming Bootcamp? B, Leap Into Live Selling? C, Leap Into Tools and Tactics? Or D, Leap Into Content Creation?
Awesome. 32 seconds on the clock. Let's go.
I wasn't paying attention before, so I don't know.
Good luck.
That was covered actually, like that was covered last ENN, and this ENN Fuljens went over them again.
He did. I remember now, but I'm just gonna copy what I'm seeing.
Look for George. Look for George. Let's see.
Right, look for George.
Damn it! George said something else.
That is too funny.
Remember, fam, the one that was not N-O-T, not.
I'm changing my answer.
Stop. It's after the stop.
Is there. Okay. So here we go. And the correct answer is Leap into content creation. It was not. All right. Yes. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's look at a lot of the fam got. Wow, look at this.
No, we have two. We have two correct ones for the leap.
Wait a
Duplicates.
second.
I see 1, 2.
I see more than 2.
5.
Yeah.
Because AG put a capital D and a lowercase d. Then George put and then AG
Oh,
put. It's all AG.
what?
It's all AG. AG put like 4 or 5
Oh my
Ds.
gosh, AG,
Yeah,
come.
that's what you see. Yeah.
AG's like, listen,
Maybe-
it was capital D, not low.
AG canceled each other out. Full says.
Oh my gosh,
And
AG,
the
what in the
winner
world?
is.
Here we go. Okay, and then,
Cora.
oh my gosh. Okay, so let's.
And the winner is George. Again.
Let's figure figure out. Let's see what's up. Okay, so Fuljens, let me know when
we're ready for the merch wheel now.
you're ready. Okay.
Yes.
So let me switch you here real quick. Let me switch you. Okay.
All right. So this is for the best-selling Ecamm Fam merch t-shirt,
Yes.
right? Here we
I
go.
didn't even get my name up there.
Good luck. Here's a spin.
Okay. Oh my God. Let's go.
Tora,
Yes,
let's go, let's go.
Tora, yes.
That is too funny.
Congratulations.
We almost had George.
George is just like keeping everybody company.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
And we're going to do the second spin now for the Ecamm Fam t-shirt.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Oh
my gosh, that was
oh
so
my
close.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Marianne is gonna have a whole class at 2. Here's another
Right.
video from Marianne.
A whole other video. A whole other video. Oh, man. All right.
This is awesome.
Let me get the leap one set up now. That is hilarious.
Okay, so we can go to a question, to comments while you do that.
Oh, I'm all set too. Yeah.
Oh.
Whenever you're ready.
There you go. Comments right
This
away.
is gonna be an interesting one because it's just AG versus George.
Oh
with this
my
one, so.
gosh, are you kidding me
AG
right now?
versus George. Ready?
Let's not. Okay.
Because I second
Right
guessed
down the
myself because I saw C's. I blamed
Exactly. I
on
saw a
the
lot of
board.
C's too.
Oh man, maybe should I copy and paste it a few more times or just leave it like this?
I mean, yeah, cut and paste it a few more times. Yes, I think that's a good
man.
idea, Fuljens, because then the
You
There we
can add
go.
my name in after the stop.
oh my gosh, yeah, I add Ella's name after the stop. Okay, let's do this, and they're equal,
spin.
right? They're 50-50.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Okay.
50-50.
Perfect.
Ready?
Let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And the winner is George. Again.
Oh my gosh. This is too funny. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So George, you won the leap pass. So at least, right? It's not merge. So you don't have, So now, George, this is the thing. Because you have tons of Ecamm merch, you can show up and leap dripped in Ecamm. Okay? Show up at leap dripped in Ecamm, and you take a photo of it and just you're dripped and whatever, right? The screen. That will be an amazing shot. And then somebody else was gonna win that. I think Shay also won merch, and she also won a lead pass. So we can get the buzz around like that too. That would be really cool. Oh.
George is over here showing up for the nurses, winning trivia while he's in the hospital bed, showing off.
and then
Glad
we're
this happened before the surgery so that he would stop himself from laughing.
right. He's like, I'm not watching this after the surgery. So, and we go. Wait a second. I think I'm going to bring Ella right here, right now, real quick.
Yeah.
Let's just bring Ella because Ella needs to be here with us.
I want to be here. I
Squircle.
want to be where you are.
Here we go. Ella. I'm gonna put you
Hey.
here.
Hey.
Here we go. Okay. All right, let's go. And then you're so welcome, George. That is, like recuperating, good luck, all of that stuff. Right?
Yes.
And then
Paul has notified Paul of the winners.
And Brandy won. Oh, and speaking of that, yeah, Brandy won camp last year, and now we're stuck with her. It says, but we already have George, right? So we hopefully we.
Exactly.
But speaking of that, real quick, I know that we are past our time, but I'm just gonna mention this real quick, just because the Creator Camp website changed a little bit, was updated. So we need to highlight that awesomeness. So here it is. So the dates are September 29th, 30th, and October 1st, Fuljens.
Yeah, and if you scroll a little bit more, you go in to see, keep scrolling, boom, the camp schedule is up for you all.
That looks so
There
cool.
we go.
That looks so cool. And that is join the waiting list right here. And you have all of the sessions. Oof. Oof. It is amazing. It is an incredible experience, fam. And you are just going to love it. All of it. So there it is. ecamm.com/camp so that you can get in the waiting list. Okay. Yes. All right. So what other comments do we have here? Are we good? So enjoy this run while let's go. Okay, yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Tora. Let's see what do you win? What merch? Thank you so much for that. Here it is. The Ecamm Fam. This is a bestseller, fam, and then it has, you can do black, you can do dark blue, or you can choose white. Right? So great color choices for you.
Yeah.
And if you were like, oh my gosh, I really want to get a bestseller merch from Ecamm, you can do it. There is a code, a discount code in the Ecamm. It's a perk for Fam perk, right? And it's kind of like you need to search for it. Paul can share information in the comments, but there is that, and you can go to the Ecamm merch store and purchase your own merch with that discount. So that is for you as well in there. Okay, Ella, any last minute thoughts that you would like to share with us when it comes to everything that we have covered today? We talked about pricing, which is really hot. I mean, I myself want to just repurpose that piece right there and or in Ecamm scenes, anything that you would like to share.
I would add to what we were talking about when it comes to pricing, to just remember that you're pricing on the value that you are giving to the client and what is valuable to them. Because what they get out of working with you needs to go beyond just the moment of that day. It goes beyond just the moment of that day. And if you can understand what it is that they need and what's valuable to them, that is what you're pricing. Not, that you can push a button inside of Ecamm. You have to decide what that value is, and you have to decide what that value is for your client. You have to be able to dig deep enough to find out what's valuable to them that makes it worth them going with you and makes it worth them paying you whatever fee that you've set.
Yeah, that is. Thank you, Ella. That is truth right there, right? That is truth right there, and that's what you have to do, because a lot of people. I mean, we can have a whole workshop on pricing. I mean, for real, and take hours explaining this and the math behind it, and put in a number on every item that you listed, because all those items have a number, right? And they have a cost to them, but that what you just mentioned, just make sure you value your work, make sure you value your client, that the client is gonna get exactly what they paid for, right? And that is so important to match that. So important. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, so is there anything else that we need to? Is there a comment that I missed? Do I need to go back here and check something, Fuljens, or are we all good?
You're all good.
We're all good. Okay. Perfect. Who's Leslie? What's Leslie doing? Who
I
were
guess
here?
that was the photo on the landing page.
Hello, Ecamm. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So, fam, thank you so much for being here with us. George, we wish you a speedy recovery, everything
yes.
to go smoothly for you. And, fam, we hope to see you this Wednesday for the Media Kit Blueprint. It's going to be incredible. We're going to be sharing with you everything that you need to know to include in your media kit. And we're going to talk about the visuals that will make an impact on your media kit. You're going to get a free media kit template, which is one of the things that takes a long time to get, right? So you're going to get that media kit, and you're also going to get pro tips from me for photography on how to take those incredible visuals that you are going to add to your media kit. And that is all free, but you have to register to get the goodies, right? So that is this Wednesday at 2 p.m. and it's gonna be incredible. I am really excited about it. So any other questions that you have, even if you're catching the replay, please let us know in the comments and we will answer them for you, whether it is for us or for Ella. Fuljens.
And make sure you go to ecamm.tv/reminders for all the show updates, because right now we have May 13th through June 17th on the calendar. That's ecamm.tv/reminders.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Ella. You were incredible. You were amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us and your time. And we look forward to seeing you in the community as well. Paul has Ella's contact information and how to follow her, and he's going to add it in the comment for you. But other than that, we will see you in the community. Thank you so much, fam, for being here with us. Fuljens.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you for the rest of the lineup for the rest of the week, and back for another ENN next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you so much. My name is Ana Gil.
And I'm Fuljens Henry.
Bye.
Peace.